You have only one life, just like this one. When was the last time you asked yourself, what's a good life to me? That's a big question, and I think an important one, because if we don't take the time to reflect upon and answer that question, then we really risk to waste our precious time. And it's also a great question to reflect upon as we approach the end of the year. I believe that living a good life is about making the most of our time on this planet in terms of both enjoying life and evolving as a person. I also believe there are 4 main ingredients we need to live a truly satisfying life, and I'm pretty sure you will agree with me, but if you don't agree, that's totally okay. Just let me know your perspective in the comments below. So let's see what are those 4 ingredients. The first ingredient to living a good life, in my opinion, is conscious lifestyle design. It's when you intentionally craft your life based on your values, your personality, your personal preferences, and your aspirations. The opposite of that is what Napoleon Hill is the man who wrote Think and Grow Rich. It's what he calls drifting through life, or living on autopilot and being aimless. Conscious lifestyle design implies being intentional about the environment where you live, the people you surround yourself with, your daily routines, and the kind of work or career you choose. To define your ideal lifestyle, it's very important to first know or identify your most important values, because our values are what give our life meaning. For example, one of my most important values is freedom. To me, living a good life implies things like being location independent, being my own boss, waking up without an alarm, having a very flexible schedule, and several other things that I associate with freedom. I recommend watching my other video, How to Create Your Personal Manifesto, because it'll help you identify your values and also your personal preferences. I'll put the link somewhere on the screen and also in the description below. And next, what you could do is to simply write a description of your ideal lifestyle. It doesn't have to take very long. I wrote mine in about 10 minutes. For me, I know I want to be location independent and I want to spend winters in warmer locations, like warmer than Canada. I also want to be close to nature and spend a lot of time in nature every day. I'd like to be near the ocean and be able to watch the sunset. Go with your ideals. Don't censor your desires, even if they feel maybe a bit unrealistic right now. The second step for conscious lifestyle design is to look at your current situation and identify what is not aligned with your vision. Like, what do you need to stop doing and what do you need to start doing? And then try to find ways you could bridge the gap. The second aspect of living a good life is self-actualization, or the realization of your potential. And the number one key to self-actualization is living authentically, living from your heart. It's about pursuing your true desires, not the ego's wants or the desires that stem from conditioning, like what other people and society say you should do. I talk a lot about that in my other video titled, I think it's How to Live Your Personal Legend. I'm gonna link it on the screen and also in the description below if you want to watch it. Basically, you must do things that make you feel alive, expansive, enthusiastic. I think enthusiasm is a great indicator that you're on the path to self-actualization. But if you chase goals that don't light you up just because they make you look good on the outside or because that's what other people expect of you, then you may not achieve self-actualization. And that's because your true potential is associated to your heart's desires, your true desires. There's a quote from the channeled book, Creating Money, Attracting Abundance, that I shared before, and that goes like, your dreams and fantasies are showing you your potential. Your dreams are there for a reason. They are guiding you to your higher path here on earth. And if you aren't sure what your true desires are, you can ask yourself, if my life came to an end right now, what would I regret not having done, experienced, accomplished, and become? And there's also a free tool I can offer you that I think would really help you here. It's a free journal. It's called the Soulful Bucket List Journal. I created it very recently, and I think it would really help you to identify what you truly want and then be accountable and start taking actions toward your dreams. So I'll put the link to that free journal in the description below. And the third ingredient to living a good life is our spiritual evolution. It's about becoming the most loving version of ourselves. Or I think better said, it's about letting go of everything that's unloving within us, like our fears, maybe our judgments and our resentments. And there are a few ways to go about it. The first way is to cultivate divine virtues like generosity, honesty, compassion, kindness, patience. You could pick one virtue to focus on like every day and then do your best to act in alignment with that virtue during the day. There's also a tool. It's a more advanced tool, but the goal of that tool is really to remove the blocks that prevent us from experiencing unconditional love. And that tool is the text, A Course in Miracles. It's not an easy read. Like, I've had the book for, I think, about 7 years, and I'm not even done reading it. But If you're serious about your spiritual evolution, I think it's worth your time and energy. Our spiritual evolution is the most important ingredient, and we could live a good life if we only focused on that. But for most of us, myself included, we want to enjoy our time here. We want to have fun in this 3D world. That's why we include lifestyle design and self-actualization, and the last ingredient, which is pleasure. It includes fun, play, and sensory experiences. It can be looking at the beauty of natural sights, or eating tasty food, or very simple things like just feeling the breeze on your skin as you're walking outside. And if you think about it, sensory experiences are what make our world unique. Once we pass to the other side, we won't have those experiences anymore. And that's why I believe they are an important aspect of living a good life. Pleasure is often demonized in spirituality, and I think it's because it can become an issue if it controls our lives. For example, when we can't stop eating because the food is so good, even if we know we are full and kind of hurting our stomach. And pleasure can also distract us from our spiritual evolution. But if we appreciate the pleasure of sensory experiences, and if we give attention to our spiritual growth, and if we live consciously rather than on autopilot, and if we pursue our heart's desires rather than the ego's wants, I believe we are making the most of our time on this planet in terms of both enjoyment and evolvement. We are living a good life. But what do you think? I'd love to know your thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comments. Again, all the links I mentioned will be in the description below. And that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching until the end. I wish you a beautiful day, and I'll see you next week.